Wilson, easily to me. I don't give a shit about his stats. I don't care that he only threw 22 times, 102 yards. So he basically had 200 yards because he ran 4 rushes, 91 yards. His processing, his accuracy for the most part, minus a throw or two, threw one high to Croft, which almost went for a pick. He threw one to Croft where he tried to change his arm angle a little bit too wide. Like there was a couple of bad plays, but like people are like, oh my God, he should have had multiple picks. Why? Because Croft, he hit him in the hands and Croft dropped it. Why? Because he saw it inside a receiver open inside after Fant just pancaked the guy, and then the guy got up and hit him in the helmet. Like that's what we're talking about. So that and the Mims throw. Okay, the Mims throw was the worst throw of the game, and then the other throw where he almost threw a pick were two bad ones. The Mims one, he tried to fit it in there. You need to put it more outside and be a little bit less hesitant if he's going to hit the honey hole. But the DB would have had to make an amazing play. So other than that, though, he was good, good. I think we have 20 plays of him. So it's a decent chunk, which I'm sure people want to see the most of, obviously, with Wilson at this point. And it's great that he's playing better because if we were to win some of these games, or if we were to win these games and it was, the defense playing really well or whatever, and it wasn't Wilson, and Wilson was still playing like garbage, that'd be really, really, discouraging. But the fact that it's Wilson, who's the number one stud of this game, played well here, played well versus the Eagles, played pretty well versus the Dolphins, played well, or played okay versus the Texans. Like he's having some good games now. The only really bad game he had was what the Saints, right? Since he's come back, or I'm not thinking of the games. And now we have 2 games against the Buccaneers, who are a Super Bowl favorite, and the Bills, who are one of the other Super Bowl favorites in the NFL. So let's see how he plays versus these guys. And if, we have to, what's the word? Like not compartmentalize it, but like we have to adjust our feeling on him. If he can't, I don't expect him to play really well versus the Bucks or the Bills, but if he looks like he belongs versus those guys, then great. Listen, this game, he was down as number 1, 2, 3 receiver. He was down AVT McGovern for a decent part of it. LDT missing 3 offensive linemen, 3 or 4 at times. Just top 3 receivers. He doesn't have a legit weapon at tight end. Let's be realistic here. But with this play, again, they run this hawk concept, I call it, where you have a vertical and then an out. In terms of cover 2, if that vertical, if this defender doesn't carry, you hit that honey hole. He's a little bit cheating over. So it's a little bit risky just based on pre-snap alignment. And if he carries, you hope that he would win versus the hook to curl, and you have the outside to Croft on the short out. So ball is snapped. They drop into Tampa 2. Okay. He's kind of splitting the difference here. So trust your arm, throw it, but you have to throw it now, and it has to be outside. Has to be outside and high. Cannot be inside and low. Has second late to throw it again. If this is his first read, he needs to see this now. He's probably snapped the ball, look deep, check this guy. At this point, you got to throw it high and outside, because especially the pre-snap alignment. If he's cheating a little bit inside, okay, or a little bit more aligned inside, you have a little bit more time. But pre-snap, he is there, so you have to read that quick if you're going to throw it into this honey hole. That's that weak spot in cover 2. Weak spot. Tampa takes that away. Throws it a second late, inside, low, needs to be outside. Needs to be here, not here. If not, you got to hit Croft. So this is not a good play. Again, the DB almost makes an amazing play, but you have snap, check that deep safety, look to Mims. Again, he's looking at it. He just hesitates. That hesitation can't have it. It needs to be 1, 2. It's not the cleanest drop either. But it needs to be 1, 2, 2.5, 3. Throw right there. You can't have this hesitation and then throw, because that's what brings the not what brings the safety, but that's what allows the safety to get over. So he needs to be a little more decisive here. Again, but get the bad throw out of the way. But 1, 2, 3, throw. Not 3, clutch it, throw. And we're gonna look at bases a little bit wide. Not really stepping through the throw. That's why it's probably a little bit inside, but a little bit overextension, a little bit late. And even if it was inside like this, if he threw it at this point, it's there. But the hesitation kills him right there. And so does the location. Okay, that's one bad play. Fine. They run another one of these spin concepts. I'm not sure if I called this cab one time last week. I feel like I did. If I did, I apologize. It's not the right. It's cab would be you have like switch cab, whatever, but like basic cab, you'd have him on like a short in, and then him on a deeper on like a deeper dig route. That's and it's a levels type concept, and that's spin. That's cab to me. Spin would be again. He can either break it inside, sit it outside. It's usually an option route, and then the inside or the outside runs a dig. And again, with that being said, who is the main conflict defender in this concept? It's this hook to curl. If he drops, this is open. If he gets tight to this, guess what's going to be open? The dig. Wilson reads it perfectly, gets it to Cole. Perfect. They sugar the A gap, blitz their guys into or drop their guys into hook zones. You have this defender who's looking to wall anything short and inside. So they drop, obviously 8 guys, him looking to wall, nothing short crossing. Okay. Conflict defender. Just read him. Check the deep safety, see everybody dropping. Okay, it's zone. Confirm that. Now you're looking at the conflict. Eyes. Where's he going? His momentum's taking him towards Croft. Is he going to get back to Cole behind him? No. Hit him. Perfect. The timing there, again, throwing to windows that aren't there when you're loading up and going to throw the ball that are there when it gets delivered. That's you have to hit that in the NFL, and he does. A little bit of interior rotate, but it's not as bad as we've seen before. But great job. Puts it right on him too. Right in his face. Or a little bit back shoulder, right? 9-18. Wilson TD run. Okay, this is pretty simple, right? Trips right. Or punch right. Trips punch. What do you see pre-snap? Okay. They're showing man. He trusts Croft to win one-on-one. He wants him on a fade versus a linebacker, vertical versus a linebacker. He trips. Okay, that reads out now. Now does he look to? Middle of the field. Typically, it's going to go deeper inside 3. It's going to be 1 to 2 to 3. I'm not sure this is part of the progression, to be completely honest. But when he comes off of that, you're seeing now look. His first read here, which is Mims, because the first thing's going to cross his face. You wouldn't want to go 1 to 2 to 3. So this is his 2. Not much separation at this point. Okay. Don't want to take that. Don't trust Mims at this point anyway. But now he's going to Barrios. He can't throw that. He's not throwing Barrios. Mims, Barrios, I think, looking at the other version, he feels that pressure. If he goes to throw this ball, it's deflected. It gets knocked out. It's a fumble. You can't throw that ball. Break out of it. Then run for a touchdown. We'll watch that. The thing with the linebacker, he's like, oh, we should have just ran out of bounds. If this guy didn't take such a shitty angle, he probably would have. That's not his fault. That guy, not his fault. Like if the guys are taking bad angles, okay, run the ball. Okay, so left again. Falls down. Where does he go? Mims. Could he fit it in there? Sure. Does he trust Mims at this point? No. I wouldn't have the most faith in Mims either. Mims, no. When he's going to look at Barrios, he's moving his eyes to that way. He feels that pressure, good sense of pressure. Again, pull the ball away, drop your weight, break out of it. Again, let's get on the move. Now the thing with this is like, oh, we should have ran a bounce. It's if he was taking an angle, if this linebacker, and I get it, if he was taking an angle from like here and he did this, okay, different. But why is he running a bounce here? He's not even the linebacker takes a terrible angle. Stay in bounds. No, him too. Way too flat. Get underneath of it. Cool. Don't just run it a bounce here because he's taking a bad angle. Juke him inside. Get the touchdown. I have no problem with it. People are like, oh, he should have ran a bounce. He's gonna get hit. He's gonna get hit next time. Take a better angle. Run out of bounds. Take advantage of bad defenders. Wilson missed Croft. Play action. Again. The D end right here. He blocked. He didn't bite cheese or go for the cheese in his face. Pressure. Missed Croft a little bit outside. Not the worst thing in the world. And when you look at it, play action, could have sold a tiny bit better. A lot of guys loaded in the box. Okay, pull it short, fine. I don't really care that much about that one. Guy in his face, guy in his throwing window. He doesn't want to put it right on him because who's in that throwing window? This is the stuff you have to look at. So is it a miss? Sure. But is it as bad as him just missing a guy wide open? No. With a guy in his throwing window, it's a little bit different. So now he can't throw it, typical throwing motion over his head and put it right on his body because if he gets his hands up, it could be a deflection. It could be a worse, a pick. So he tries to throw it a little bit more sidearm, just his arm slot, put it a little bit outside to avoid him and just a little bit outside of Croft. So he needs to either float it right here or put it a little bit tighter, but he's accounting for this guy in the throwing window. So it's a miss. Got to blame him for it, but not killing him for it, that's for sure. 19, 23, 24. Okay. Third pull, no backside. Okay. They drop into 3. Pull concept, vertical stretch, inside, outside, flat. But Wilson, they're showing man. You assume man. The only problem is he's really deep to be in man, so it's a little bit sketchy right there. Man, like they're disguising here. Okay. Is pre-snap always post-snap? No, obviously. Post-snap, what are they showing? Obviously now they're showing some type of zone. They're showing 3. Okay. 3. When he reads the middle of the field, he knows there's a pull.